a sweet-ass run it's been. Epic forces of darkness and light. What a world. Universe now.
We're seeing a lot of passing the batons of different characters to the next iterations. Kate Bishop, you mentioned the Hawkeye series. Could the next Avengers we see be Young Avengers? Have you guys thought about, do you know what the next Avengers team looks like?
Yes. And it will be a very different team than we've seen before. That's what Endgame was all about. It will be a very different incarnation of the team with some people you've already met and some people you haven't met yet.
This movie is going to show you what Peter's place is going to be in this universe moving forward.
There's lots of Easter eggs to the future of what my Spider-Man might become.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This is going to be my new video about Avengers 5 and the other Avengers-related movies like Young Avengers that Kevin Feige and the other Marvel producers have been talking about in the past week. We're still doing the giveaway for that giant Infinity Saga box set of all the Marvel films. All you have to do to enter that is be a subscriber and leave your best theory about Avengers 5 on the video. So recently, Marvel just revealed more plans about what's going on with Avengers 5 and their grand plan for the next 10 years of Marvel films building up to their next Infinity War and Avengers Endgame level events. As those clips imply and what they've been setting up through Spider-Man Far From Home, that also involves the future of the Spider-Man character. Because not only is he the metaphorical and literal face of Marvel Comics, they literally used his face on every single one of their comics, he's also the connection to the new Marvel films, the next 10 years of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and all the stuff that came before, because he has this deep connection to Iron Man, and Iron Man is the last 10 years of Marvel. Now you see why it's so important that Marvel and Sony worked out that new sharing deal, because it would have crumbled everything that they were setting up for the next 10 years. They would have had to scramble and come up with a different plan. It would have been way less cool. But breaking down all the specific stuff from their interview, top 5 style. So they said number 5, they reference a lot of Easter eggs, passing of batons, new Avengers, Young Avengers, all the teasers at the end of Avengers Endgame for those new people that will be joining the next version of the Avengers team. That's them just confirming that some of the original Avengers will come back, the ones that are still alive during Marvel Phase 4. I know you all have crazy Black Widow theories about her coming back to life, but Scarlett Johansson has been pretty clear that she is dead in present day. There is another Black Widow that's coming along too, but her name is Yelena Belova. She's not one of the new characters that I'm talking about though. She's more of a Dark Avengers, Thunderbolts type of character. But before I talk about the actual roster of characters for Avengers 5, the important thing that Kevin Feige's producing partner at Marvel, Trin Tron, just said is that Avengers 5 is going to be way smaller of a movie in terms of number of characters than Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. You all probably knew that, but Marvel just wanted to make it clear that it took them 10 years to get to an Avengers movie this big, and it's going to take another 10 years to get to the next big event. So that's why Marvel Phase 4 is spending so much time introducing brand new characters, and there's no big Avengers movie on that roster of movies. 4, that means for sure we can say Avengers 5 is not going to be the Secret Wars storyline. And because of all the Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scenes with Nick Fury on the Sword space station, in the scene of the Skrulls in Talos referencing the Kree sleeper cells on Earth, we can say Avengers 5 will still be a relatively cosmic story, as in the Avengers movies are moving into outer space, but they still invoke planet Earth. So it's not like they're going to go to the other side of the universe and then come back to planet Earth after Avengers 5. The whole concept of Avengers is that you're avenging Earth. So somebody is trying to do something to Earth, it's just that now they're moving into space because they're getting into more cosmic stories, so the threats are becoming more cosmic. Also meaning cosmic characters joining the Avengers in a formal way. Right now, the biggest Marvel comic book stories that they could do that are set around planet Earth but are also big cosmic stories are Secret Invasion. They kind of teased that with the Kree sleeper cells, but it was a Kree twist. Instead of the Skrulls being the ones invading, it would be the Kree. There's the coming of Galactus. Of course, they're going to do Galactus at some point, but probably not right away. More on Fantastic Four in a second, too. There's the Annihilation storyline. Annihilus, completely new character that they've never done before, also a really huge cosmic threat. There's a version of Dark Avengers they could do with either Red Hulk General Ross instead of Norman Osborn, or go full Norman Osborn Dark Avengers like the comics. Then there's War of Kings and Realm of Kings, which are both stories that involve a lot of other X-Men characters and the Inhumans, and it sounds like they might actually bring the Inhumans back through the Miss Marvel Disney Plus series. The reason why I don't mention Secret Wars on that list is because 3, based on what the Marvel producer with Kevin Feige is saying, is that their next 10-year level event that they're building up to will be Avengers Secret Wars, or something similar to that. They changed the comics so much, so don't count on whatever that winds up being exactly like the comic book storyline. And I know a lot of you have asked whether or not they do the original Secret Wars or the newer Secret Wars. Both are really cool, but the original Secret Wars is mostly known as the Beyonder, just forcing all the Avengers and Marvel characters from the 616 universe, including Spider-Man, to test themselves on a distant rock. Just do battle, fight each other, we'll sell a lot of toys. No joke, Marvel rolled out all kinds of tie-in toys for this, and it was way before they were doing big movie tie-ins.
Secret Wars.
Marvel supervillains are coming.
Secret Wars.
Can the Marvel superheroes stop them? Marvel supervillains and superheroes figures, each sold separately. Here, Doctor Doom and the Doom Platoon, Magneto, Dr. Octopus. There, Captain America and the Champions of Freedom, Spider-Man and Wolverine. Secret Wars. The secret's out. Dr. Doom and Spider-Man from the Marvel Secret Wars collection. Other figures each sold separately.
Most people remember that story because it was when Spider-Man got the alien symbiote costume for the first time. The newer Secret Wars from the last couple of years was a big multiversal event remix of the original Secret Wars. Same concept, you have a world that everyone's forced to fight on. They called it Battle World, but the story was so much deeper and so much more complex. A group of extra-dimensional aliens called the Beyonders start destroying the multiverse one universe at a time. Doctor Strange, the Illuminati, Doctor Doom, and the Cabal have to find a way to stop them from wiping everything from existence. Doctor Doom eventually claims all their power for himself, becomes a god, and in a last-ditch attempt to save what parts of reality he can, he stitches together aspects of different universes into one amalgam version of Earth populated by a ton of different versions of all the characters. It was a really cool story, but even trying to explain it in a single paragraph takes a lot. If you didn't read it, you're also probably a little confused right now. That's why you have to wait 10 years to build up to a story like that, because there's so many concepts that you have to do first. They have to do Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness, to explain the multiverse. You have to introduce the Fantastic Four and the X-Men characters, which won't happen till really tail end Marvel Phase 4, Marvel Phase 5. You have to introduce more cosmic concepts like the Beyonders, Galactus, Silver Surfer, and people that live in trans-dimensional space. They've already started to tease that during Ant-Man and the Wasp in Avengers Endgame with the quantum energy in the quantum realm. There are infinite numbers of universes in the multiverse, but only one quantum realm connecting them all. That's why they were able to use the quantum energy to travel through time and space and travel between different realities created by the branched timelines. Like, that's how old Captain America got back to this original reality, because he was living out his life in an alternate timeline with that version of Peggy Carter. I know there were a lot of questions about the path of older Captain America, but the Russos and the writers both came out after the movie and explained that he lived in an alternate timeline, then used the quantum energy to jump back to the original timeline where we saw them. Tesseract Loki is also a good example of that too. He created a branch timeline when he stole the Tesseract, so if he shows up during Thor 4 Love and Thunder, he'll have to hop between realities. Most of Marvel Phase 4 and Marvel Phase 5 will just be spent going deeper on a lot of those concepts, so that by the time we get to Secret Wars in another 10 years, it'll all make sense to people that don't read Marvel Comics. 2, all the Avengers characters that Kevin Feige said are coming back include Thor, Ant-Man, Spider-Man of course, and the Hulk. Maybe Scarlet Witch and Vision. They might have them ride the bench after Doctor Strange 2. And even though they didn't formally become Avengers during Endgame, you have Black Panther. Early prediction, he becomes the new de facto team leader, filling in for Iron Man, because he's got all the money in the world to fund the team and the leadership skills. But the Avengers movies typically only involve 6 to 8 superheroes at most, and because Avengers 5 is going to be smaller, it'll be a smaller roster. And with Black Panther and Captain Marvel, we already have 6 characters. So some of those B-list characters will still have to ride the bench, because number 1, the new Avengers, people we have not met yet but will meet during Marvel Phase 4, involve Shang-Chi, he's getting his own solo movie. Of course, he's going to be on the next Avengers roster. I've already done a preview video for what that movie is. There's been a couple of teasers. It's going to explain who the real Mandarin is. Then there's the Eternals characters that they're introducing during that movie. Kevin Feige already said that Kit Harington's Black Knight character will be in an Avengers movie, so that confirms he's going to be on the next roster. They typically only introduce 2 to 3 new characters in every Avengers movie. Avengers 6 is probably when we'll start seeing more of those cosmic, X-Men, and Fantastic Four characters like Reed Richards, Silver Surfer, and more Galactus stuff. But I will do more videos about Avengers 5, Marvel Phase 4 as they announce stuff. I will be doing episode videos for The Mandalorian and Rick and Morty Season 4. Both of those will also be starting in the next couple of weeks too. So as long as you have alerts enabled for my channel, you should see all the videos when I post them. But everybody click here for that new Boys Season 2 teaser trailer, and click here to watch the Spider-Man producers talk about the new Sinister Six Spider-Man movie that they're working on. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.